Someone ever bitten by a snake become afraid when they sight an earthworm. Welcome to another episode. And today we're beginning another chapter, chapter 19, which is devoted to Virgin Mary, the mother of Christ Jesus, Al-Masihu Isa. And in Arabic, it's Maryam, Surah Maryam. As usual, we shall first of all read the introduction. Let's go. The religious growth of man as an individual, and having been explained in Surah 17 as beginning with the first principles of moral conduct, and in Surah 18 as being dependent upon our realization of the brevity of mystery of this life and the true use of power, as in the story of Zulkarnain. We now pass on to the story of individual messengers of God in their personal relations with their environment. Dash Yahya, which is John, with his father Zachariah, Jesus with his mother Mary, that's Jesus being Isa and Mary being Maryam, mentioned here, used here as the beginning of as the title of the chapter. Then Abraham with his unbelieving father, Abraham being Ibrahim in Arabic. Then Moses with his brother Aaron, or Musa and Haruna, or Harun. You hear Moses, that is, you hear Moses, that is, you hear Musa, that is Harun. Sorry, you hear Musa, that is Moses, and his brother Aaron, which is Harun. Then Ishmael, sorry, Ismail with his family, and Ismail is Ishmael. And then Idris, in the high station of which he was called, Idris bin Enoch. The Arabs also call him Okhnok. Sorry for spoiling the introduction with these explanations, but I think it's worthwhile. Mm. All right. Uh, it was called. Seeing how these great ones fitted into the scheme of life, man is condemned for his want of faith. Indeed. If you see what these people went through, and still we don't have faith, we don't look up to them as models, and we look at fellow human beings, when we take fellow human beings as models, it's very difficult to understand. Mm. All right. Man is condemned for his want of faith, or for degrading his faith to suspicion. Sorry, or for degrading his faith to superstition, and warned of the hereafter. Paragraph. In chronology, it was revealed before the first result of the batch of Muslims of Abyssinia, see 7 years before the Hijrah. Yes, we are now delving into history. Summary, paragraph, then summary. Zachariah was anxious to have an heir to carry on God's work in a world of unrighteousness, and Yahya was given to him. 19:1 to 1 to 15, into brackets, chapter 19, this very chapter, ayahs or signs or verses 1 to 19. Mm. Let me spell her for just to clarify things. Her is H-E-I-R. I say air. Where there are hairs, some say hairs, it doesn't matter. I may be wrong. So Zachariah was anxious to have an heir. An heir. Pardon me. I'll use the word heir. Some say hair. Okay. Next paragraph to the summary. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was maligned by the people, but Jesus confronted her and was good to her. Into brackets, 19:16 to 40. Full stop. Abraham was persecuted for his faith by his people, including his unbelieving father, but he withdrew from them and was blessed. Full stop. I suppose. No, semicolon, and was blessed, semicolon. Moses was helped by the brother Aaron. Indeed, he asked for the help from God. Mm. So Moses was helped by his brother Aaron, semicolon. Ishmael, no, Ismail, it's not Ishmael. Ismail brought up his family in piety. He gave us the water of Zamzam, the holy water that cures diseases. Ismail. Mm. Ismail brought up his family in piety, and Idris was truthful and pious in high station. Colon. They show the way, semicolon, yet men will not learn the good life. Chapter 19, 41 to 65. This commentary is telling us to look up to these personalities. Pardon me, and God forgive me if I use personalities for them, to these messengers, and not to despair in life. All the examples are there, all the similitudes, the parables are there for us not to despair in life. If it's suffering, the prophets have gone through. If it's honor, they have gone through. If it's persecution, they have gone through. Everything about life, the prophets have gone through. Indeed, that's why God didn't bring angels to be prophets. All right. So, good life. 41 into brackets, chapter 19, signs 41 to 65. Last paragraph. Man should not disbelieve in the hereafter, nor sully his faith by false notions about God. Chapter 19, signs 66 to 98. Sully is spelled Sully. Africans, we don't spell the words, the English words correctly. Somebody may say Sully. I say Sully. I believe I'm right. So that is it for the introduction. We now go to the chapter proper, or to the science proper. And maybe I should show you again. Sorry, my Quran is bad, but here is it. Maybe I've overused my Quran or mishandled it so much. Maryam or Mary. This is in the book. This is in the chapter. Maryam or Mary. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. And then on the right side of it is Bismillah ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Then it begins with abbreviated letters, which are Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ayin, and Swad. Full stop. There is commentary to that, and that is commentary 2455. Let's go there. This is the only surah which begins with these 5 abbreviated letters. KHYAS. That's what I just called. For abbreviated letters, generally see Appendix 1. I believe we've done it. I believe so. See Appendix 1. Okay, now we go to sign. That is the first sign. We go to the second sign. It goes, oh, Zalika Rahmati Rabbika. Zalika Rahmati Rabbika. Abdahu Zakaria. ذلك رحمة ربك عبده Zakaria. This is, and that is in brackets. This is in brackets, so we can omit it and read, but I will not, I will go straight. This is Zalika. This is mention of the mercy of thy Lord to the servant Zachariah. To his servant is Zachariah. Abdahu, his servants, it's Abdahu Zachariah. Yes, there is commentary to read 2456. 2456. The mercy of God to Zachariah was shown in many ways. One, in the acceptance of his prayer. Two, in bestowing a son like Yahya, that's John. And three, in the love between father and son, comma, in addition to the work which Yahya did as God's messenger for the world. Compare chapter 3, Psalms 38 to 41, and notes or commentaries or comments, like I say, and notes. Full stop. There, the public ministry was the point stressed here. Sorry. There, the public ministry was the point stressed, semicolon. Here, the beautiful relations between the Son and the Father, full stop. And that was commentary 2456 to sign 2. We now go to sign 3. Oh my God. Is nada rabahu nida al hafiyan. Is nada rabahu nida an hafiyan. Behold, he cried to his Lord in secret. Nada rabahu. Nada rabahu. He cried to his Lord. Nada an hafiyan. In secret. Hafiyan in secret. Commentary 2457. 2457. In secret. Hafiyan in secret. Because he feared that his own family and relatives were going wrong. You can imagine. The prophet Zechariah even feared his family. He had to pray to God in secret. And the commentator says, because he feared that his own family and relatives were going wrong. 19:5. We will get to there. So we'll get to there. Pardon me. We'll get there. Well, man, the head is not, the memory is getting full. We'll get there. And he wanted to keep the lamp of God burning bright. Full stop. He could not very well mention the fear about the colleagues, into brackets, who were his relations in public. He could not mention those things in public. All right. And that was commentary 2457 to sign 3. We now go to sign 4. Kala, Rabbi, inni wahana. Kala, Rabbi, inni wahana azimu minni. Kala, Rabbi, inni wahana azimu minni. Praying. So Kala here is interpreted as praying. He was said, but it's praying. It is praying. So Kala doesn't necessarily mean he says. No, he's praying. Oh my Lord, Rabbi, oh my Lord, Rabbi, infirm indeed are my bones. Wahaba al-azmu. I read it wrongly earlier. I read it wrongly earlier. Wahaba asmo minni. Indeed, sorry, infirm indeed are my bones. Asmo, my bones. Infirm indeed are my bones. Mm. Uh, uh, wa wa ishtala wa ishtala arusu arusu sheiban. I repeated, wa ishtala arasu sheiban, and the hair of my head doeth glittered with grey, sorry, doeth glitten with grey. Mm. Wa ashta'ala arasu, my hair, shaiban, with grey. Uh, walam akun bidu'aika rabbi shakiyan. Wama akun bidu'aika rabbi shakiyan. Uh, but never am I a blessed, O my Lord, in my prayer to thee, Rabbi Shafian. Mm. Walam akun bidu'aika Rabbi Shakiyan. But never am I a blessed, O my Lord, in my prayer to thee. There is commentary to that, and that is commentary 2, 4, 5, 8. Did I read 5, 7? Yeah, I read 5, 7. We now go to commentary 2, 4, 5, 8 to sign 4. Namshi. This preface, that's how it is, a preface, supposed to be preface. This preface shows the fervent faith of Zachariah. Full stop. Zachariah was a prophet of the Most High God, of the Most High Allah. Allah and God are the same. In fact, somewhere it say, Idhu Allah, or Idhu Ar-Rahman, Ayyama Tathu, Falashu Asma'ul Husna. So you call him God, you call him Allah. He has the best of names. So in English language, the best of names for Allah is God. So viewers, bear with me. Idhu Allah or Idhu Ar-Rahman. Ayyama Tathu, Falahu Asma'ul Husna. You call him God, you call him merciful, you call him anything. He has the best of names. Okay, so Zechariah was a prophet of the Most High God, or of the Most High Allah, full stop. His office was in the temple. Oh my God. His office was in the temple, and his relatives were his colleagues, full stop. But he found in them no true spirit of the service of God and man. Not only God, man. So in other words, his people were wayward, including his father. Not in the service of God only, but man. In the service of God, of Allah and man, of God and man. He was filled with anxiety as to who would uphold the godly ideas he had in mind, which were strange to his worldly colleagues. Oh my God. His worldly colleagues, maybe his meaning that his colleagues were only thinking about the world, sons and daughters. No, they're not even daughters, sons in particular. They didn't respect daughters. Sons and wealth, worldly colleagues. And that was coming to 2458 to sign 4. We now go to sign 5. وإني حفت الموالي من ورائي. Now I fear what my relatives and colleagues will do after me. The what? These words are in brackets. Now I fear what my relatives and colleagues will do after me. The word what is in brackets. The two words and colleagues in brackets. Will do in brackets. Without the brackets, it reads, now I fear my relatives after me. I think it's sensible. Now I fear my relatives after me. Inni haftu al-mawali min wara'i after me. Min wara'i after me. Al-mawali, my relatives. Al-mawali, my relatives. Min wara'i after me. Okay. Min wara'i, where is it? وكانت امرأتي آكرا. وكانت امرأتي آكرا. But my wife is barren. آكرا. But my wife is barren. آكرا. وامرأتي آكرا. فهب لي من لدنك وليا. فهب لي من لدنك وليا. So وليا sorry. وليا. فوهب لي من لدنك وليا. But sorry, I've read that. But so give me an heir, waliyan. Give me an heir, waliyan, as from thyself, as from God's self. Min ladunka, waliyan. Give me an heir from yourself, from God's self. There is commentary to read, and it's commentary 2459. Commentary 2459. Commentary 2459. His was not merely a desire for a son. His was not merely a desire for a son, and I add my own words. For sure, for son, for sure be my own words. If it had been, he would have prayed much earlier in his life. Oh yeah. So if he wanted a son for sure, he would have prayed much earlier in his life. He's doing it now because of his love for God, the signs that God has chosen him and has showed him further signs to pull away from his worldly relations and carry on the work of God, which he wants his son to take over. He would have prayed much earlier in his life when he was a young man. Full stop. He was too full of true piety to put merely selfish things into his prayers. Full stop. But here was a public need in the service of the Lord. Full stop. That's coming to 2459 to sign 5. We now go to sign 6. He's explaining, sign 6 explains to us why he wants a child at that old age. Yeruthni, Yeruthuni, or Yerutu, min Ali, Yakub. Yeruthuni, or Yeruti, min Ali, Yakub. One that will truly inherit me and inherit the posterity of Jacob, Yaakub, of Jacob, Yaakub. These words are in brackets. One that is in brackets, truly in brackets as well. Without the brackets, I don't know if it makes sense. Eh? Will inherit me and inherit the posterity of Yaakov. Not much sense. So let's add the brackets. One that will truly inherit me and inherit the posterity of Jacob. Yaakov. وإجعله ربي رضيا وإجعله ربي رضيا. One with whom thou art well pleased. One with whom thou art well pleased. That's the son who later was to become Zachariah, and to make Zachariah and Zachariah with whom thou art well pleased. I've replaced one here with Yahya with whom thou art well pleased. So the one here was later to become Zachariah. So one with whom thou well pleased, and that one later became Yahya or John the Baptist, if you like. Commentary 2460. 2460. It's true that an heir inherits property, but his higher duty is to represent in everything the personality of him from whom he inherits. Full stop. It's doubtful whether Zachariah had any worldly property. It's doubtful if he had any worldly property, like Solomon, like David. Okay, they had inherited their properties and gone long ages before Zachariah came. So the commentators say it's doubtful if Zachariah had any worldly property. Full stop. But he had character and virtue as a man of God. And this he wanted to transmit to his heir as the most uh, precious possession. Yes, I think I was wrong. Hair is the right thing. I can remember. I read a history book called "We Are Their Hairs" in, in my earlier time in school, as the most precious possession. And this he wanted to transmit to his heir as his most precious possession. Full stop. It was almost the most precious possession of the posterity of Jacob. And Jacob came earlier than Zachariah. For note, Jacob came much earlier than Zachariah. Okay, full stop. The people around him had fallen away from God's message. Full stop. Could his heir, like him, try and renew it? So these were the special reasons why he was praying to God for a son at that age. And the learned ones say that was around 86. When he was around 86 years old. And that was commentary 2460. To sign 6. We now go to sign 7. We now go to sign 7, where his prayer was answered by God the Almighty Himself. Ya Zachariah, inna nubashiruka bigulamin. Ya Zachariah, inna nubashiruka bigulamin. Ismahu Yahya. Ismahu Yahya. God says his prayer was answered. In brackets, his prayer was answered. And this is the answer. Oh, Zachariah. Ya Zachariah. We give thee good news of a son. Inna nubashiruka bigulamin. His name shall be Yahya. Ismuhu Yahya. Lam lam naj'al lahu min qabla. Lam naj'al lahu min qablu. Sa'iyan. Lam naj'al lahu min qablu samiyan. Lam naj'al lahu min qablu samiyan. On none by that name have we conferred distinction before. Min qablu, before, min qablu. On none by that name have we conferred distinction before. Lam naj'al lahu min qablu samiyan. Commentary 2461. 2461. Before. This was John the Baptist. Indeed. This was John the Baptist, the forerunner of Jesus. He came before Jesus. And the learned ones say, I think 3 months after he was born, Jesus was born. He was 3 months ahead of Jesus. So, okay, let's go to the commentary. This was John the Baptist, the forerunner of Jesus. Full stop. In accordance with his father's prayer, he and Jesus, for whom he prepared the way, renewed the message of God, which had been corrupted and lost among the Israelites. Full stop. The Arabic form Yahya suggests life. Indeed, Yahya means life. Unfortunately, he died young. He was decapitated too early. Well, God knows what he does. Okay. Suggests life. Full stop. The Hebrew form is Johanan. The Hebrew form is Johanan. So Yahya, Johanan, John mean the same. They refer to the same person, to the same and one person. Yahya, Johanan, John. Which means Jehovah. Oh my God, we are still going further. Which means Jehovah has been gracious. Which means Jehovah has been gracious. Okay. Which means Jehovah has been gracious. So Yahya, Johanna, John, Jehovah has been gracious. They all are attributes for Yahya, John. Compare Hananan. Compare Hananan in verse 13 below. We yet together. Compare Hananan in verse 13 below. Okay. Full stop. It does not mean that the name was given for the first time. So the name was there, but there is a special reason why God says He's giving it to you for the first time. The commentator is telling us, brightening our knowledge by saying that, where is it? By saying that it does not mean that the name was given for the first time. For we read of Johanan, the son of Kareah, in Second Kings 25:23. Here 25 is XXV. XXV. Then verse 23. An otherwise obscure man, he was not known. But the word John existed before John the Baptist. Mm. It means that God had, for the first time, called one of his elect by that name. Oh my God. Mm. So John was a special elect of God, and God tells him he's giving him this name for the first time. That doesn't necessarily mean that John didn't exist before. They didn't mean much to God like John the Baptist. And that was commentary 2461 to sign 7. To sign 7. I think viewers we stop here to continue later. So when we come back, we shall go to sign 8, which begins with, yes, we shall go to sign 8 of chapter 19 of the Holy Quran. Thank you very much. May God be with you all. Illa likai. Bye bye. Au revoir.